Hello! Welcome back to my mom's YouTube channel.
I have a special guest today.
I made it.
My kid, Sid. This is, I think, our second video on here that we're sharing. And I just want to start by saying healing cancer and any other ailments, I have found you've got to go beyond food, beyond your environment. Emotional healing is a huge part. And I credit so much of my healing, to my emotional healing space, to Sid. I always say Sid is my most successful relationship. We've really worked hard at this, and it's been very mutual. So today, we thought it could be helpful to share some of the tips and tricks that we have been using to navigate our relationship.
Yeah, tips for successful relationships.
Yes.
With your mom or anybody.
And yeah, and I want to say I feel very grateful that Sid has been willing to dive into this work. Sid is 24, almost 25 years old, navigating deep trauma stuff that is not just, it's not just ours. It goes so far beyond us. This is our grandparents, our grandparents' grandparents. This is the generations to come. So what we're really focused on is we're healing, but we're healing so much more than just us. And when people see us healing, when other kids see it, when other parents see it, it gives them hope. It has been hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy.
We have had some really ugly past stuff.
Yeah.
And if anybody...
You wouldn't believe.
You seriously...
You wouldn't
seriously believe.
My door got taken off of my room. Let's just put it that way. Had no door.
Yeah, that was a thing. I screamed so loud when I tell this to people. Like my head would, I would have veins coming out. I used to really try to scream to get control and some really ugly behaviors from both of us. We got physical. We used to be
physical fights.
Yeah, we used to get in literally physical fights.
So yeah, we have some tips to move from that relationship into
healthy relating.
Relationship.
And I want to say, by doing this and having this safety of this container to do this with Sid, I have found it helps me in my other relationships so much, because I've built up this safety and this trust, and we've tried these things that are working. So I've been able to share those in other relationships. Have you found that to be?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it
in any relationship,
it helps in so much. And it is, I think when you take yourselves out of it and we look at this from we're fixing a problem, it's not like you're fucked up and I'm fucked up, or whatever it is. It's, hey, there's an issue, a trigger that keeps coming up. So let's, focus on healing that. And it's generally, as a therapist said to me in my couples counseling, she was like, it's not about the yogurt. We're fighting about this yogurt situation, the yogurt incident. And it's not about whatever it is that we're fighting about. It's about the hurt. So one of the first things is just the willingness to want to heal and to want to have a better relationship.
Step one. Without willingness, there's really no point in trying.
Yeah.
And it takes a commitment. It's not just one day you decide, okay, I want to heal this relationship. Let's go. It's recommitting every day.
Yes,
and
staying in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned about that in a book about polyamory. Relationships are cross, typal. It doesn't matter the type of relationship.
Yeah.
These willingnesses to engage and
lean in when it's hard and when it's uncomfortable. And I think once we decided that, that you having the trust in the process and having the trust in the other human on the other side of you. So I trust very much that Sid loves me and that I love Sid. And so that is very helpful in that container of when we can strip down the other things. It's like, oh, I trust this person. And that's given us patience.
Yeah.
And that was a skill that we learned in DBT. Putting a pause, calling a timeout, knowing when you're not being effective in the relationship. So if you start going down old rabbit holes of, you did this to me, and getting into that space, then that's not going to be a helpful space to get in. So we argue almost every single day. we have something that we have to navigate on different levels every single day because we're so committed to the healing. And so one of those things was definitely when you start, like if I feel myself going into an old pattern and I'm getting my voice, all of a sudden we're raising our voices, we're talking over each other. It's like, hey, this isn't feeling productive right now.
Yeah, let's come back to this later. Or if at all. Like sometimes it's, you can table things and you really just don't need, like it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And
some things are very important to go back to. And some things are just like, oh, we're just both triggered, not very resourced, and it doesn't need to be discussed again.
Yeah.
Totally.
And being able to like let go of the need to be right in a situation. So just like letting go of that attachment, because I feel like both of us have been in spaces of really like the ego takes over and it's like, oh, I need to be right, and what I'm saying is the only way that there is, and you're wrong, and you existing and believing what you do is wrong. And I'm right, and really letting go of the idea that anybody's right. It's really just everyone has their own perspective, and everyone's just like doing the best that they can. And that was also another one. Our dialectic is everyone is doing the best they can, and we can all do better. And both can be true at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, and that's like letting down the defense, and that's really where this ego and this need to be right, this is how our society is. Like, you have to win, and when we find ourselves, and we both said it yesterday, I can't win, and it's like, when we go into that, it's like, okay, there's no winning, because this isn't a game. This is, we're healing and we're working together. So letting down your defenses, and things that one is the not taking it personally. And something I've been trying to focus on later is we're solving a problem, and it's not us. The problem is the problem. We are a part of the energy going into it, but we are not an actual problem. We're solving the problem. We're experiencing the problem. So that, taking away that need to be right, not taking it personal. And what I find is in T group, and we're going to leave some information down below that will, some resources that we use, so we can keep this video on the shorter side, is so T group using I state, that's a program that I learned, using an I statement. So I'm noticing, I'm feeling, so I'm owning that this is me. So I can say to Sid, I'm noticing I'm feeling, disappointed. My story is, and so then you go into your story. My story is I asked you to empty the dishwasher and I came upstairs and you didn't. And I make that mean you don't care about me and you're not supporting me. And my intention in sharing this with you is I know that you love me and I want to feel that. And to me, acts of service, and that's going into, so we can go into some more details later in love languages and knowing how other people want to be. But using an I statement, owning what's mine, and then also having a curiosity about, so if Sid comes to me and says that something's upsetting you about me or something, like, hey mom, I'm really feeling triggered right now, you did this thing. And instead of me going into like, I didn't do that, like, what are you talking about? Like, that's again, this ego and the defense. If I say to Sid, oh my gosh, like, because I love Sid, hey Sid, I love you. Tell me more about how you're feeling that way. Because the last thing I want is for Sid to feel bad. And Sid knows that that's the last I want. So the last thing I want. So in that sense, we are supporting each other in trusting, I love you, you love me. Whatever I did isn't on purpose, and putting that out loud. So using I statements, having curiosity about what's coming up for the other person and why it's triggering, and again, removing yourself from that, I think is super helpful.
Yeah.
And yeah,
that's what we have.
Well, and there was one more. Just the one-way sharing is a way that we found when things feel like maybe unsafe, that you're not sure how the other person's going to react. We're not cross-talking. So it's, I want to share something that feels really vulnerable, and I just want to share it one way, and I don't want any feedback yet. And so I will have a share, or Sid will have a share, and then we don't say anything. We just hear. Sometimes people just want to be heard and to be validated. Mm-hmm. So again, yeah, we have so much content that we want to share, and anything that we can share to help other people heal their relationships, which is going to heal beyond your relationship. It will heal your physical body, heals your mental space. So we've got lots more to share.
Yeah, any specifics, let us know in the comments down below. We're open to suggestions, but we have, this one has lots of ideas.
Yeah, so we will be sharing more, and please like, subscribe, share. That really helps these videos get in the hands of people that need to see them with the algorithm. So that's very, very helpful to do that.
Anything that resonated with you, comment down below. If you already use any of these tips successfully, let us know.
Yeah.
And until next time, we'll see you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Sid.
Ah!